Back, everyone, to another deep dive. Today, we're looking at Dosth AI.
Dosth AI.
Yeah. Actually, some of our listeners sent this one in.
Oh, very cool.
They did. They did. And, we took a look. And this one's really interesting, especially with, everything that's going on with AI these days. This is one of those ones that just is it's heartwarming, to be honest with you.
It is, yeah.
To see AI used in a way to help, people and kids especially.
Exactly.
So Dosth AI, for those who may not be familiar, it's an app, right?
Yes, it is.
And it's designed to help neurodivergent individuals, especially children, navigate everyday situations. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, how exactly does that work?
Well, it's interesting. I think the best way to think about it is it's like a personalized support system, but powered by AI. And what it really does is it uses that AI to create things like visual social stories,
Oh, wow.
task guides, and just other resources, but they're all tailored to the individual needs of the child.
Okay. So I'm already interested. But we did a little background research ourselves, and it looks like it's built on something called applied behavior analysis.
Yes, ABA.
ABA, there we go.
Uh-huh.
Can you unpack that a little bit for us? Like, what is that, and how does that play into this?
Sure. So ABA is basically a scientific approach to understanding behavior.
Okay.
And how we can kind of use that understanding to improve lives. So, helping people learn new skills or changing behaviors that are challenging.
All right.
And so with Dosth AI, they've really used those ABA principles to design the app in a way that kind of breaks down maybe complex situations into, smaller steps.
Mm-hmm.
And then those steps are presented visually, through pictures and also with like really clear explanations.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just about like creating these stories or, doing things that are fun or entertaining. It's really grounded in the scientific approach to try to make a real difference.
Right. And so the idea then is that like the app can help these children understand like social situations, routines.
Absolutely. And how to, manage their behavior in those situations.
Yeah. And one of the things that we saw that we thought was just so cool was that you can actually input prompts, as a parent or a caregiver,
Right.
to actually generate these stories like right on the spot,
Right on the fly.
like in the moment.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of how that might work?
Yeah, sure. So let's say you're at the grocery store with your child and they really like to stick to a certain routine, going down the same aisles every time.
Yeah.
And suddenly, you have to deviate from the route.
Uh-oh.
Right. Maybe you need something from a different section.
You forgot the milk.
You forgot the milk. Exactly.
Yeah, you got to go back.
And, for some kids, that can be really, really upsetting, right?
Yeah, can totally see that.
And it could lead to a meltdown. But with Dosth AI, what you could do is right there in that moment, you can create a visual story that explains that change.
Oh, wow.
Mommy forgot the milk. We have to go down this aisle to get it. Then we can go back to our usual route.
Right.
And just having those visuals and that explanation, that can help the child understand what's happening and why it's different. And it can help them cope with that unexpected change.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of flexibility just seems like it would be so empowering for everyone involved, right?
For the child and for the caregiver.
Yeah.
Because you have that tool right there to address the situation in a way that meets the child's needs.
Yeah, I'm just imagining, like, you're in public, and you have this, like you said, personalized toolbox right there on your phone.
Right.
To kind of walk through any of these unexpected situations.
Exactly. And it's not just limited to social situations.
Right.
It's also really great for, like, teaching everyday skills. So, things like getting dressed in the morning, brushing your teeth, those,
Yeah.
Activities of daily living that a lot of neurodivergent kids might have some challenges with.
Right.
You can create these visual task guides, break down, brushing your teeth into 5 steps. Each step has a picture, has an explanation. And that can make such a difference for kids who really thrive on routine and those visual cues.
I love that visual cues. That's great.
Yeah.
One of the things that really stood out to me as I was looking at Dosth AI is that it goes beyond just this like personal use, right?
Yeah.
It's built on a model of like create, share, inspire. Right.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how that works.
So, as a parent or caregiver, you can create these stories, these task guides, and then you can share them with others.
Oh, wow.
So you're not just creating content for your own child, you're contributing to this kind of growing library of resources.
That's awesome.
That other families, other educators, therapists, they can all tap into. And that's really where the inspire part comes in, because it's like, you're not alone on this journey.
Right.
If you're facing a particular challenge, chances are somebody else has already dealt with something similar. And they've created a story or a guide that can help you. And that sense of community, I think, is really powerful, especially for families who, might be feeling isolated or overwhelmed.
And, the community aspect is so evident in the testimonials that they have on their website.
Yeah.
And we took a look at those, and I mean, some of them, it's hard not to get a little emotional reading some of these.
Yeah, they're really powerful.
Yeah, yeah. Like one mom in California shared that Dosth AI has been a lifesaver in kind of managing these unexpected challenges and transitions with her autistic tween. I think she said he was 12.
Right around that age where things can get really tricky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And, she was just talking about how it's not just helping her son, but it's helping her to understand him better,
Right.
to communicate with him more effectively, and just to kind of navigate those tough moments in a way that feels, more, I don't know, I guess more supportive and loving.
Yeah, less stressful.
Less stressful, for sure. And we saw another testimonial from an assistant principal who's actually using Dosth AI in the school.
Oh, wow.
And she was talking about, teachers are using it to create, like you said, those more inclusive classrooms where they can meet the needs of all their students, including the neurodivergent ones.
And I think that's so important because so often in the education system, neurodivergent students, they kind of get left behind, or they struggle because the environment isn't set up to support their needs.
Exactly. And this is a way to kind of really tailor the environment in a way that makes sense for them.
Absolutely.
And, we also saw a testimonial from someone named Deepika who was saying that she thinks the benefits of Dosth AI could actually extend beyond children
Yeah.
to adults dealing with social anxiety or other challenges.
Absolutely.
And that made me think, like, this isn't just, limited to a certain age group.
Yeah.
It's about kind of meeting people where they are
It is.
and providing the support that they need to thrive. And then there was a testimonial from Jenny who was pointing out that, for nonverbal children who might rely on headphones to kind of manage sensory overload, this app could actually help them understand upcoming experiences,
That's a really good point.
like going to the dentist or something that might be, kind of anxiety provoking. You could actually like create a visual story to prepare them for that experience.
Yeah, without having to overwhelm them with auditory input, which can be really challenging for some kids.
It's really amazing to think about, just how far this technology has come and how it's being used in these really, really thoughtful ways.
It is, yeah.
We often hear about AI and it can be kind of scary sometimes,
Can be, yeah.
but this is AI being used for good, right?
Absolutely. It's about empowering people.
Yeah.
Giving them the tools that they need to live their best lives.
So, I mean, what I'm hearing is Dosth AI is innovative. It's rooted in science, it leverages the power of community, and it's making a real difference in the lives of neurodivergent individuals and their families.
And the families, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. And I think what's so fascinating here is, it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about how it's being used to address this really, really important need. For too long, neurodivergent individuals have kind of been underserved,
No,
Traditional methods haven't always been effective. And so this is kind of like a new frontier.
that is.
It's bridging that gap between, the needs and the support that's available, and it's doing it in a way that's personalized and accessible, and that's really exciting.
It makes you think about, like, what other possibilities are out there?
Right. What other breakthroughs are just waiting to be discovered?
What other ways can we use AI to kind of promote inclusion and understanding and just create a better world for everyone?
If we can personalize learning and support in this way, what else can we do?
Right.
What other challenges can we tackle?
That's a great question for our listeners to kind of ponder.
Yeah, some food for thought.
Yeah. So, if you are looking for a way to support the neurodivergent individuals in your life, whether it's a child or even an adult,
Yeah.
Dosth AI is definitely worth checking out.
It really is.
It's an inspiring example of how technology can be used for good.
It is.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
See you then.